Harry's Wife, Part 101.55. Cheerio. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. You know, certain people believe that they're airports because they always have to announce their departure. Whether it's a flounce from the pub, walking out in a sulk, but making sure everybody sees as they go, or announcing, I'm not sitting around for this, smashing a glass and storming out with some heated fury, or from a blog or a message board or a comment section telling you that they're now going. If you're going to go, fuck off. You don't need to announce it. Now, that behaviour doesn't necessarily mean that that individual is a narcissist. We can't state that just from one action alone. But it is frequently the behaviour of a narcissist because they need to provoke a reaction as they withdraw. They need to draw some fuel, see that people have responded to them, and then they assert control by withdrawal. So that kind of behaviour, although not meaning that that person is a narcissist, is often seen as a behaviour of a narcissist. Of course, Harry and Harry's wife have apparently now departed. Well, we all knew they were going to go at some point, but of course it is necessary for us to be told this. And of course, who kicks off doing so? But Elle.com, with an article by Alyssa Bailey, which tells us Harry's wife and Prince Harry head back to California after quietly leaving the United Kingdom on Tuesday. Harry's wife and Prince Harry's time in the United Kingdom has come to an end following their extended visit after Queen Elizabeth II's death. Hello learned that the couple left London Heathrow Airport on Tuesday for their Monte Shitshow, California home after arriving in the United Kingdom on September the 3rd. They departed one day after the Queen's funeral. After 17 days away from their children, 3-year-old Archie and 1-year-old Lilibet, who both did not come abroad for the Queen's funeral due to their young age, the family are set to be reunited imminently. A source told Us Weekly on Monday that Harry's wife and Harry were keen to get home as soon as possible following the day's funeral ceremonies for the late monarch because of their little ones. Facade management, triangulation, drawing attention onto them rather than the fact that they just go. They could just leave and not tell anybody about it, but it has to be announced in order to ensure that attention comes back to her. Harry's wife and Harry are preparing to return to Monte Shitshow almost immediately after the funeral, where they'll be reunited with Archie and Lilibet after being separated for over 2 weeks, the source said, stressing that it's the longest amount of time they've been apart from their children. Before they left, Harry's wife reportedly sought out a meeting with King Charles III. It's unclear whether she was granted it. NBC and MSNBC's royal reporter Neil Sean reported that a very good source informed him that Harry's wife requested the audience with Charles via letter. I've dealt with all of that before, so there's no need to continue explaining about that. But the point of this is, yes, they've been away from their children. There'll be many people who think, well, obviously they want to get back as soon as they possibly can. Understand that from Harry's wife's perspective, her narcissism will cause her to believe that she misses her children. But the fact is, they had cleared off on the false royal tour without them for a number of days, and she regularly jets back and forth without them. She bangs on about her maternal credentials, whereas we all know that invariably it's the nanny that's dealing with the children. Here, of course, the children are utilised for the purposes of triangulation to make her look good, and, of course, are utilised here as an excuse to herald the fact that they have returned. As I've mentioned, it needn't be announced. Do you perhaps go for a weekend break away from your children and then make sure that it's announced across social media and a full-page advertisement in the Times newspaper saying, we're on our way home and we're going to see the kids? No, of course you don't. In Harry's wife, it has to be announced for facade management and to provoke a reaction and draw fuel. But it's not just Elle. Something called Hollywood Life reports Harry's wife and Prince Harry return home to Archie and Lilibet after Queen Elizabeth II's funeral. The pair were seen being carted out of the Los Angeles International Airport. Makes them sound like they were luggage and a black SUV. The article by Sarah Whitman tells us Harry's wife, 41, and Prince Harry, 38, have returned to America following the death of Queen Elizabeth II. Although they were not physically seen, their black Lincoln SUV was photographed taking them out of the Los Angeles International Airport on September the 20th. The parents of two, who have not been with their kids, Archie 3 and Lilibet 1, since they first left the United States, took a British Airways plane from London's Heathrow Airport, according to page 6. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex had been in the United Kingdom since early September, as they were scheduled to make several appearances at various charity events. However, their time overseas was extended once the Queen died at the age of 96 on September the 8th. Harry was in London when he got the report that his grandmother's health was declining, but did not make it to Scotland's Balmoral Castle in time to say a final goodbye. He then joined his royal family members during their nearly 2 weeks of public mourning. There's then commentary about what they've been doing, which we've reported on already. But the point is, again, their departure has to be announced, and that they have gone and that they're back in the United States. To do this, of course, is about managing that facade of saying we've returned to the children. It's about provoking a response through the press so that people react to it. And as I've mentioned before with Harry's wife, every single thing that she does has to be broadcast, commented upon, showcased in some way, because that's how she survives. Part of it's done, as you know, to assert control, but it's also to draw that fuel that drives her behaviours. That fuel which gives her that sense of power, although she doesn't know that's what it's actually doing. And an event such as so banal as leaving a country and flying to another one is seen as an all-important event that, of course, the relevant agency has to pump out through these PR puff pieces reporting on it, as Elle and HollywoodLife.com have done. It shows the necessity of maintaining a presence. And it'll be interesting to see the extent to which she's able to do this, as undoubtedly the financial position worsens for them, and, of course, the fact that they've lost one PR agency in Sunshine Sachs. There are plenty of others, and undoubtedly there'll be somebody else looking to fill the mantle, notwithstanding rumours of failure to pay bills and being awkward clients. There's always somebody who thinks that they can do better. And we'll be watching to see if the PR puff pieces now decrease. At the moment, it doesn't look like it. As I've explained, she's going through her tick box, going through the list of grievances at the moment, and there's a flurry of activity, hard on the heels of the Queen's funeral. Demonstrates, of course, that lack of courtesy, that lack of emotional empathy, whereby the Queen has barely been buried, and immediately it's pumping it out, talking about her, pumping it out. And those that are naive enough to think, well, this is all just the media commenting about her, in part it is. As I've acknowledged repeatedly, she is a source of clicks and advertising revenue, so many people just comment about her. But also, from her side, she has to ensure that she is commented about, and therefore, through the PR agencies, has to ensure that she remains prominent and reported on. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.